Ooh, oh, that's nice. What's going on, guys? So in this video I'm going to be showing you how to put LED lights on your PS4 and basically make it look cool. So I have this product from eXtremeRate. You can get it on Amazon. Last I checked it was like 40 bucks. I'll put a link down in the description if you want to check it out. This kit right here is specifically for the PS4 Pro because I have a PS4 Pro right here and this is my console. And you may notice that it actually looks like a PS1, and that's because I have a PS1 skin on it, but that's beside the point. Basically I have this product from eXtremeRate on Amazon, as I said, and it's basically an RGB LED, I think that says stripe, but I think it's supposed to say strip for PS4 Pro. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. We have a remote right here for controlling the LEDs. I think you can do some like cool patterns and stuff, change colors. You got basically a cleaning cloth to clean the surface where you're going to put the LEDs. 1-year warranty, remote instructions which will probably come in handy in a little bit once you get it installed. And then of course we have all our LEDs right here, and then we got this little tool that helps us place LEDs. So basically the way you're going to do this is the LEDs kind of wrap around the console, around this way on both layers, and then around this way on both layers, and they're kind of discreet so you can't really see them unless you actually turn them on and they start lighting up. So I think it's going to make a pretty cool effect. So let's go ahead and get into this thing and try to install it. Alright, so I got the LEDs pulled out now, and it's kind of a tangly mess, but as you can see it's got 4 wires labeled. Maybe you can see it. You got 4, 2, 3, and 1, and basically that's for your 2 layers on both sides. And as you can see, you've got a USB plug that goes in the back of your PS4, and that's where it plugs in and gets its power from. So obviously you're going to have your PS4 plugged in for this to work. And I actually watched the installation video a minute ago, and it's pretty easy to do. Basically use this cleaning cloth, clean around where the LEDs are going to go on both sides, and then we're going to stick our LEDs on because they have basically a plastic or a sticky backing. So I'll just peel the backing off and stick them on there, and we should be good to go. Alright, so I went ahead and plugged my USB cable in at the back and kind of messed around with these LED strips a little bit, and I don't think it matters which side the pairs go on. Basically on each side you have a short LED strip and a long LED strip, and the long LED strip on the right side goes on the top because there's nothing in the way. The short LED strip on the right goes on the bottom because there's a USB right here, and then it's basically the opposite on this side because you have the disk drive here and nothing down here, but that'll make more sense in a minute. So as I said a minute ago, the first thing we're going to do is clean off the surface. So we're going to take our little wipe right here and try to clean it off. I think we can use this little tool to try to get in the grooves. But basically what's going to happen is we're going to clean the shiny part right here, and that's where the LED is going to go. So let's go ahead and see if we can get in there with our wipe. Alright, so I lowered it down to try to get you a better view here, but I got my tool here and my wipe. I'm just going to stick the tool in here and stick the wipe in there, and it should basically get in there pretty good to clean everything out. Alright, so I think I got it all cleaned up now, and one thing you'll notice is that on the sides you have some little vents, but fortunately these LED lights do not cover up the vents, so it shouldn't affect your heating or cooling, or obviously it's not heating, but your cooling of your console. But let's go ahead and try to see if we can fit these lights on here now. Alright guys, so I looked at it a little bit more, and it actually does matter which strip goes on which side. So your 3 and 4 need to go on the right side, and your 1 and 2 need to go on the left side for it to fit correctly, and that's basically so that your lengths match up. Which will make sense to you in just a minute. So let's go ahead and try to stick this on here. I'm going to start with the right side with number 3 and 4. I think I'll actually just start with number 3, which is the long one on the right side. And basically I just need to line it up to the disk drive, which is right there, and I'll start pressing it in right there. And so first thing I got to do is remove this kind of sticky backing. Alright, so it took a minute, but I finally got the backing off. So I'm going to go ahead and peel it off a little bit and then try to see if I can line it up with the edge of the disk drive. I don't want to cover up the disk drive obviously, but I want to get it as far as I can to the disk drive. And I actually need to get this tool back, this little orange tool, to kind of stick it in place in there. Alright guys, so I got the first part right here. Let's go ahead and wrap around to the side. And it seems to be sticking so far. At first it seemed like it wasn't going to stick, but I think it's doing okay, better now. Alright, so I just changed the angle of my camera to hopefully get you a better view. Let's keep this going here. Alright, and as you can see, it seems to fit perfectly, came all the way to the end, and stopped. So let's go ahead and try the bottom right side now, which is number 4. Alright, so I got the backing removed, and let's go ahead and see if we can get this thing lined up. So on this portion, we got the USB ports in the way, so you want to make sure we go close to the USB ports, but obviously do not want to overlap the USB ports. I'm probably covering up your view right now, but I got to make sure I get in there and get it correctly. I'm not trying to mess that up. Alright, so I got the first part of it stuck down. Now let's go ahead and see if we can move around the outside. I seem to have a little bit more trouble there because it seemed a little bit more recessed, but I think I got it in there, and it seems to be stuck in pretty well. So let's go ahead and move on to the left side and see if we can get that on there. Alright, so onto the left side now, and I'm going to try to not cover up your view. I probably will partially, but I'm going to go ahead and start with number 1, which goes in the top layer, which is on the same layer as the disk drive. So our basically our LED strip is pretty short here, and I got to get the first part off, which I have now. We're going to go ahead and make sure we start right near the disk drive, but obviously you do not want to cover the disk drive up. Alright, so once I got that one along and going, ended up pretty well, or pretty good. And now on to the last string, which is number 2, and it's going to go on the bottom, and this is the longest one we have. Alright, so this one's going to start all the way at the USB ports over on your right. So let's see if we can line that up without covering up the USB port. Alright, I think I got it going now, covering up your view again. But you gotta do what I gotta do. Alright, so I almost had an issue with this last one because the LED started twisting, as you might have seen, but it ended up okay. And so now we have everything installed, so let's go ahead and see if we can test them out. Alright, so I got all LEDs stuck onto my console. I have the USB power plugged in. I have my main power plugged into my PS4, so let's go ahead and see if these things turn on. So you saw this remote that I got in the package, and I gotta take this little battery thing out, and we should be able to turn it on with the power button. Maybe you have to turn the console on. There we go. Nice. Oh, those actually look pretty nice, guys. Let me see if I can get you a better view. Down here, as you can see, those things are pretty bright. I mean, I have some pretty bright lights shining on the PS4 right now, and you can see these things are pretty dang bright. And I got them all the way along the sides. I have them all over the front, except for where there's a USB ports right there, and the disk drive. Those things look pretty nice, pretty bright. I'm gonna try them out in the dark in a minute, but let's go ahead and try out some of these modes. I'm not sure what. Ooh, oh, that's nice. Dude, those are some nice colors. It's kind of like cycles through them. RGB uses every single piece of the spectrum. Man, that's pretty nice. And I'm just pressing this little circle button. I don't know what it's doing. It seems to be doing random stuff. I can also do this plus button, which I think makes it go through the cycle faster, maybe. And then up and down, I think changes the mode. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, dude, that's pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty cool, guys. And so you can do that same mode, but with like every single color. I think it did say there was like 29 different modes. I'm not gonna lie, that was a pretty clean installation. You know, when I was putting it together, it was getting a little. I wouldn't say it was a difficult installation, but it was a little tedious. But I'm actually pretty pleased with how it looks so far. It's nice and bright, got some nice colors. Got some cool modes. The remote works fine, no issues. Let's go ahead and turn my lights off and see how it looks. Alright, so I have like one dim light on so that you can still see the surrounding area and the lights, but those things look nice, guys. I can change through the modes. Yeah, those things get pretty bright. The camera does not do it justice. Those things look nice. To be honest, it might get distracting if it's super dark, but there is a power button obviously, so you can just turn it off if you don't want to do it or don't want to use it. So that's the beauty of it. You can use it whenever you want to. You don't have to have it on all the time. You can turn it off when you want to. I'm pretty impressed with this thing. 40 bucks, not bad for a plug and play. You know, it took me about 15 minutes to get it installed. Just plugs into the back USB port. I gotta get back to that one mode where it had it cycling around. Yeah, this one right here is pretty cool. And you can change which color it did. So it kind of like stacks up the lights. I like that one. That one is pretty sweet. So there you go, guys. That's how you make your PS4 look cool. And for a pretty cheap price too, 40 bucks. You know, it's not a difficult installation. I think pretty much anybody can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Again, I'll put a link down in the description. This kit was specifically for the PS4 Pro, but I'm pretty sure they have kits for the PS4 and PS4 Slim. But I'll put those links down in the description if you want to check them out. Again, it's from a company called eXtremeRate. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think about them in the comments, and have a great day.